All right, welcome to the first live streaming of gentle yoga for grounding, relaxation amidst the chaos. What we're going to be doing for the next 30 minutes is we are going to be doing a very, very gentle yoga practice. So just a few things to keep in mind as we do this practice together. If something hurts, don't do it. Come into a posture that does feel good, like a child's pose, or play with the modifications, but yoga should never hurt. Follow your breath. This, in my opinion, yoga means to yoke. And I like to think about it as using the mind and the body to, the breath is the yoke to bring the mind and the body together to work in unison. So please be paying attention to your breath through this entire practice. We'll get grounded with that, but it's all about listening to your body. So everything that's happening in the world right now, it's so around us and it's energy that's coming at us. And what I think that will be useful for all of us today is really try to just be present in our bodies, just for this moment, just for this 30 minutes. Do what you can to go inward and feel. If you start thinking about something, that's okay, no judgment. Come back to your breath, come back to the sensations. And I'll be walking you through that as well. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. So take any nice, comfortable seated position on your mat and just close your eyes. Ground down through your sit bones, lift through the crown of your head, bring your shoulders up into your ears, and relax your shoulder blades down your back. Soften whatever you can soften. Take a big, deep breath in, and let it out nice and slow. Another big, deep breath in, and let it out. Begin to become aware of all of the different noises and distractions around you. Sounds outside of this room and sounds within your room. Acknowledge them and let them be. Notice what you feel, sense, and smell energetically around you. Acknowledge it and let it go. Then bring your awareness to your breath. Begin to notice the texture of the air as it comes in through your nostrils. Notice the texture of the air as it moves back out through your nostrils. Do another scan of your body. Where are you holding, clenching, or tightening? Can you let it go? Begin to cultivate your ujjayi. It's a slight constriction at the back of your throat. Your breath comes in through your nose and back out through your nose. Just gentle in and out. If at any time during this practice your mind begins to wander, just gently bring it back to your breath. Take a few more breaths where you follow the inhale in. And you follow the exhalation back out. You can leave your eyes closed or your gaze soft. Drop your chin towards your chest. So keeping your spine long and your posture lifted. Just gently drop your chin towards your chest. Lift your head back to neutral. Lift your chin up towards the ceiling. So don't just drop your head back, but intentionally lift your chin up and feel a stretch along the front of your neck. Bring your head back to center, to neutral. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. We'll take our right hand to our left ear if that feels right to you. Noticing the sensations in your body. What does it feel like to have your hand on your ear? Do you feel a stretch along the left side of your neck? Just notice and let it go. Come back to center. Release your hand back down. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. You can add your left hand to your right ear if that feels right to you. Connect to your breath. Noticing the gentle inhale in and slow exhale back out. And release your head, come back to a neutral neck. And when you're ready, inhale, arms lift up, look up. Exhale, hands come down, reach out through your fingers as far as they'll go. Inhale, arms lift up, look up. Exhale, hands come down, reach through your fingers as far as they'll go. One more, inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, lift up, look up, twist to your right. Take your right hand behind you, your left hand to your knee. On your inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. On your exhale, gaze over your back shoulder. Let each inhalation take you taller and longer, and each exhalation will twist a little bit deeper. On your inhale, get long and tall, and your exhale, twist. Look forward and unwind. Inhale, arms lift up and twist to the other side. Lengthen through the top of your head, gaze over your back shoulder. Let your inhale take you taller and longer, and your exhale will twist a little bit deeper. Lift to lengthen. Exhale, notice if there's room to twist. So try not to just crank on that low back, but notice if there's room and begin to twist into that shape. Unwind, come back to center. We're gonna come into tabletop position. So on your mat, bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. On your inhalation, drop your belly, lift your heart, look up. And then pull your belly button towards the ceiling, round your back, relaxing your head and neck. Moving in and out of cat-cow. Following your breath, let your breath initiate the movement. Just moving in and out of cat-cow. Coming back to tabletop position. Extend your right foot out on the mat, toes on the mat to start. Press out through your heel, engage your core, lift your leg. Reach out through your left fingertips. Bring your knee and your elbow in and release. Come in and release. Let's do 3 more. In and release. In and release. Last one. And hold. Press out through your heel. Reach through your fingers. Bring your hand down. Bring your knee down. Switch sides. Extend your left foot out on the mat. Toes on the mat to start. Really press through your heel. Engage your core. Lift your leg up. Reach out through your right fingertips. Bring your knee and your elbow in. And release. In. And release. 3 more with your breath. And hold. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down, Let's drop the belly, lift your heart, cat-cow one more time, following your breath all the way in. Letting the breath initiate the movement. Feel your way into your body as you move through these movements. Come back to tabletop position. We're going to bring our hands a little bit more forward than our wrists. We're going to begin to make big circles with our hips. You can actually make the circles as big as you'd like them to be, or as small as you would like them to be. Lingering wherever you need to linger. Just coming back to the breath and the movement being initiated by the breath. So lingering wherever it feels good to linger. And then move the opposite direction. Coming back to tabletop position. We're going to bring our toes together to touch. Bring your legs out wide. Push your hips to your heels. Bring your forehead to your mat. Take a big, deep breath in and let it out. Nice and slow, open mouth. Take 2 more breaths just like that. Big, deep breath in. Let it out. Last one. Walk your hands over to the right. Walk your hands as far over as they will go. Drop your head down on the mat. Breathe into your left lung. Feel the whole left lung filling up. Connecting to this moment through the breath. Walking your hands back to center and over to the other side. Come back to center. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Come high up on your toes, lift your hips towards the ceiling. Press your heels back and down. Pedal your feet if that feels good. Just coming home to our downward facing dog. Come high up on your toes, lift your hips, press your heels back and down. Take a look at your hands. Make sure your hands are spread wide and you're trying to really press into the mat with your hands, shifting your weight back. You can take a little deep bend. You can take a big bend or a little bend with your knees. Just let your low back relax and release and let your head be heavy. Shake it no, nod it yes. Let it soften and relax. We're going to come forward into plank position. Wrists underneath shoulders. You can always bring your knees down or you can leave your knees lifted. I'm going to bring my knees down. I'm going to relax my toes. And I'm going to bring my knees, chest, and chin onto the mat. I'm going to leave my booty in the air. And then I'm going to drop my belly down on the mat. I'm going to trace my nose along the mat. And I'm going to lift up through the crown of my head. Lengthen up. Big breath in. Let it out. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, press your hips to your heels. Come back to child's pose. Bring your forehead down on your mat. Deep breath in. Let it out nice and slow. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Come high up on your toes, lift your hips, press your heels back and down. You can stay right here. If it feels good in your body, you can lift your right leg up, reaching out through your heel. And then bring your foot down on the mat. Breathing here or lifting your left leg up. Three-legged dog on this side. Bring your foot down. Realign your downward facing dog. Coming forward into plank, knees up or knees down, yogi's choice. Listen to your body. What is it asking for in this moment today? Bring your knees down. Bring your chest onto the mat. Leave your booty in the air and then inchworm forward. Lift up, baby cobra. Press your hips to your heels. Child's pose. Bring your forehead to the mat. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. We're gonna do one more. You can float your right leg up. You can hang out in downward facing dog. Bringing your foot down. Bring your left foot up. Left foot down. Waving forward into plank. Holding plank or bringing your knees down. Moving into chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin. Inchworm forward, little cobra. Inhale, lift up. Exhale your head back down. Press your hips to your heels. Bring your forehead back to the mat. Deep breath in. Let it out. Walk your hands back. We're going to shift our weight to one side. Doesn't matter which one. And then bring your legs around in front of you. We're going to come onto our backs. So draw your knees into your chest. Lift your head, lift your tailbone, turn into a little ball. Exhale your head back down. Rock it out from side to side. Rock it all out. Bring your feet down on the mat. We're going to take our right ankle to our left knee. Hold behind your left leg. Right elbow presses against your right thigh. Gently draw your legs in. Find that perfect edge. Not too hard, not too easy, just right. Keep breathing, keep checking into the body. What sensations do you notice? Release your left foot to the mat, straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. Make circles with your ankle. And then move the opposite direction. Keeping hold of your straight right leg, just point and flex. Point and flex. Extend your left leg out on the mat. Gently draw the right leg towards your body. Lift your head towards your shin and release back down. Lift your head towards your shin and release down. Last one, lift your head towards your shin and release down. Draw your knee into your chest. Hug your knee in nice and tight. Take hold of your knee with your left hand. Open your right arm to the side. Drag your knee across the body. Twisting into this side. Can you rotate your right shoulder to bring your right shoulder, can you rotate your ribcage to bring your right shoulder further to the mat? Just relax, soften. Where are you still holding, clenching, or tightening? Can you let go? Keep coming back to your breath. In through your nose, out through your nose. Look up towards the ceiling, draw your knee into your chest, hug both knees into your chest. Lift your head, lift your tailbone, turn back into a little ball. Exhale your head down, rock it out from side to side, rock it all out. Bring your feet down on the mat. This time we're going to take our left ankle to our right knee. Hold behind the right leg, pressing your left elbow against your left thigh. Gently draw your legs in on this side. Not too hard, not too easy, just right. Just find that sweet spot that feels good in your body. So often in life and in yoga, we're asked to push it to our edge, to come to the edge. But in our modern day society, so often our edge is already 3 feet past the cliff. So I invite you to walk it back and just listen. What feels good? Where can you be in your body in this moment? Each breath is an invitation to go deeper inward. Releasing the right foot to the mat, straightening your left leg up towards the ceiling. Take hold of a straight left leg. Make circles with your ankle. If your foot cracks and creaks like mine does, it's just air moving around through the joints. Move the opposite direction. Point your toes. Flex through your heel. Point your toes. Flex through your heel. Straighten your right leg out on the mat. Gently draw your left leg towards the body. Lift your head towards your shin and release down. Lift your head towards your shin and release back down. One more, lift your head towards your shin and release down. Draw your knee into your chest. Hug your knee in nice and tight. Take hold of the knee with the right hand. Open the left arm to the side. Drag the knee across the body. Twist into this right side. Gazing at your left fingertips, if that feels right for your head and neck. Can you rotate your rib cage to bring your left shoulder further to the mat? And you gaze at your left fingertips. Look up towards the ceiling. Draw your knee into your chest. Hug both knees into your chest. Lift your head, lift your tailbone, turn into a little ball. Exhale your head back down. Rock it out from side to side. Rock it all out. We're going to bring our feet down on the mat. We're going to roll to our right side. And we're just going to come up to a seated posture. So gently coming up, taking your time. First, we're going to extend our feet forward in front of us. So really ground down through your sit bones. Engage the muscles of your legs. Pull your toes back towards your body. Engage your core. Hands come down on either side of your hips. Press into the mat. Lift through the top of your head. This is Dandasana, staff pose. Pressing into your hands. Inhale, arms lift up. And we're going to fold over top of our legs, just gently folding. If your hands do come to your toes, no death grips on your toes, just relax. So what I want you to think about in this posture is lifting up out of your low back, lengthening your spine. And then without rounding your back, trying to keep your spine long, coming forward. And then at that point where you would begin to round, pause, lengthen, see if there's room to go any deeper. So just lifting up, lengthening up, folding forward. And then if it feels right, now notice what it feels like to round over top of your legs. Connect to your breath right here. In through your nose, out through your nose. Walking your hands back, we'll bring our feet together. Hands on either side of your ankles, or you can interlace your fingers underneath your feet and open your feet like they're books. So bookends, opening up. So the further in your feet are, the more tightness there is in your hips. The further away, the less tightness there is. So think about that image of going over the edge. Where is that place for you that's not too hard, not too easy, just right? Find that place right here in your Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Lengthening up through the top of the head, pressing your feet together, letting your knees open like butterflies towards the mat, lengthening up. And then from here, we are going to gently come forward. So just like we did in that seated forward fold, find a long spine right here and then coming forward. Lifting back up. Bring your hands to your knees. Gently draw your knees back together. And then from here, we're going to extend our arms out. So keeping your knees bent, we're gently going to come back with control. So really engage your core and come back one vertebra at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Drawing your knees into your chest one more time. Lift your head, lift your tailbone, turn into a little ball. Exhale your head back down. We're going to move into happy baby. So taking the outsides of our feet with our hands, drawing your knees into your body, and you can rock from side to side. So this is not traditionally one of my personal favorites. I don't love happy baby, so I normally call it dead bug because I really just feel like a dead bug in this posture, but I know it's good for my hips. I know it's good for my low back, and it's good for your hips and your low back too. So call it what you like, happy baby or dead bug. And then extend your right leg out, keeping your left knee in. Right knee comes back in. Extend your left leg out straight and long, and then draw that back in. We're going to bring our feet down on the mat, and we're going to make our way into bridge posture. So here, we're going to bring our hands down at our sides. We're going to walk our feet back. We're going to press into our feet. We're going to lift our hips up, coming up onto our shoulders. Imagine you have a block or a pillow between your knees, and lift your hips up. Slowly coming down, one vertebra at a time. Just relax your low back. Try that again. Lift your hips up. Keep breathing. Keep connecting to your breath. Keep yoking the mind and the body with your breath. Slowly coming back down. And then one more, lifting your hips up. Slowly coming back down. Finding the edge of the mat with your feet. Center yourself in the middle. Open your arms out wide like a T. Let your knees fall over to the right as you gently turn your head left. Completely let go. Relax. Feel fully supported by the ground beneath you. Lift your knees up to center and let them fall over to the other side as you gently turn your head the opposite direction. Lift your knees up to center. Extend your legs out on the mat. We're going to bring our hands down at your sides, palms face up, open to receive. So stay in your Shavasana, in your corpse pose, but get as comfortable as you can. Corpse pose, Shavasana, is the most important pose in all of yoga. It might be the only time all day that you stop and relax. Soften. Connect to this moment. Close your eyes. Let go of any control of the breath. Relax the bottoms of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your shins and your calves. Let go of tension in your knees. Relax your thighs, your inner thighs, your IT bands, your quads, and your hamstrings. Let go of tension in your hips, your pelvis, your belly. Relax your rib cage, the back of your ribs, the front of your ribs, the sides of your ribs, the intercostal muscles between your ribs. Let it go. Let go of tension in your hands, the back of your hands, your palms, your fingers, and your wrist. Relax your forearms and your elbows, your upper arms, and your shoulders. Let go of tension in your collarbones and your neck. Let go of tension in your jaw, and your cheeks, your forehead, and the top of your head. If any thoughts come to mind, just let them go. Whatever it is, you can think about it later. Relax. I'm going to read an excerpt from Pema Chodron's The Wisdom of No Escape and the Path of Loving Kindness. Pema says, joy has to do with seeing how big, how completely unobstructed, and how precious things are. Resenting what happens to you and complaining about your life are like refusing to smell the wild roses when you go for a morning walk, or like being so blind that you don't see a huge black raven when it lands in the tree that you're sitting under. We can get so caught up in our own personal pain or worries that we don't notice that the wind has come up or that somebody has put flowers on the dining room table, or that when we walked out in the morning, the flags weren't up, and when we came back, they were flying. Resentment, bitterness, and holding a grudge prevent us from seeing and hearing and tasting and delighting. There is a story of a woman running away from tigers. She runs and runs, and the tigers are getting closer and closer. When she comes to the edge of a cliff, she sees some vines there, so she climbs down and holds on to the vines. Looking down, she sees that are tigers below her as well. She then notices that a mouse is gnawing away at the vine to which she is clinging. She also sees a little bunch of strawberries close to her, growing out of a clump of grass. She looks up and she looks down. She looks at the mouse. Then she just takes a strawberry, puts it in her mouth, and thoroughly enjoys it. Tigers above, tigers below. This is actually the predicament that we are always in terms of our birth and death. Each moment is just what it is. It might be the only moment of our life. It might be the only strawberry we'll ever eat. We could get depressed about it, or we could finally appreciate it and delight in the preciousness of every single moment. When you're ready, bring small movements to your toes and to your fingers. And maybe move your head from side to side. We'll bend our knees. We'll bring our feet to the mat and gently and carefully roll to the right side, pausing there for just a moment, honoring the transition out of the practice as much as we honor the practice itself. Slowly push yourself up to a nice, comfortable seated position. Eyes closed, bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to really connect your fingers of your thumbs to your chest. Take a big, deep breath in. Let it out nice and slow. Yoga will help us become more flexible in mind, in body, and in spirit. For that, I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you. All right, so what we'll do now is I'm going to get a little closer. And I'm going to unmute us so that you can ask questions. You can share your screen if you want to. You don't have to. And see if you have any questions about what we just did or how yoga and breathing can help us in this time of chaos and uncertainty. Any questions, thoughts? Angela, how did that feel in your body?
Oh, that was great. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. I don't really have any questions. I was trying this because I find that, well, I'm working from home, so I'm finding that I'm kind of just in one room all the time. It's only been a week, but the social interaction is hard to do without. I've been trying to go on short walks in the mornings and breaks throughout the day just to get up from my desk, but a friend suggested this, that you were starting this today, so I thought I'd give it a try, and I really, really enjoyed it, so I'll be looking forward to the next session.
Great, great. And I would love, from those that are watching the recording at home or from you now, I would love, or even as you're thinking about it later, I would love to keep it kind of gentle, but that doesn't mean that we can't do more sun salutations just slowly or some core work. So I would love to know what types of asanas or even areas of the body that you would love to spend a little bit more time on. I will tell you my intention for this practice for you and for everyone that's taking part is to really ground us into our bodies and into ourselves, and kind of get us out of our heads, as well as this connection right here.
Yeah. Well, I'll be sure to let you know, but for today, the pace was perfect for me. It's been a little while since I've done any yoga. So right now I would say a repeat next time will be perfect for me.
Okay.
So.
Fantastic. And, it's funny, in a regular yoga class, I often repeat what I do over and over and over, because our bodies are different. Every day that we come to the mat, our bodies are different. We're different. Our experiences that we've had are different. So it's not going to feel the same. So you'll see a lot of repeat postures and movements, and what I say is often quite a bit the same as well, but it's an opportunity for us to check in with one another. So I think next time before I start, I'll just say, hey, is there anywhere in the body that you're looking to be a little bit more in? I do think that there's a possibility that next time we'll do a little bit more work with our hips,
Okay.
lunges and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds fine. Lower back and hips when you're sitting a lot, that's really helpful. So that would work for me too.
Great, great. My other intention for today is just to remind everyone that whatever you're feeling in this time of chaos um, is okay. You know, our feelings, we cannot control our feelings, but we can control our reaction to those feelings. And so those of you that are that are here, you know, whatever you're feeling, allow that to be felt, allow yourself to feel it. In my positive psychology background, so often I feel like we think that we're supposed to stuff these feelings and put on a mask and appear like everything is okay. But the more we shove feelings down, it's as if we're shoving down a beach ball. And the further we shove that beach ball down into the water, the higher up it's going to come when it finally explodes on us. And oftentimes it's going to pop out of that water when we don't want it. So if we can acknowledge it, if we can sit with it, it's more as if we've allowed it to float on the surface, and we can easily kind of move it around when we need to. But we have to be able to allow it and feel it to be able to do something with it. So that just a PSA for today. To your feelings are not, whatever you're feeling is okay, and we might need to befriend our feelings for a little while with whatever it is that's going on. So that's my PSA for today. I do want us to close with a meditation, just a little mindfulness and breathing, unless you have any questions.
No questions, no.
Angela, thank you. Okay, well, just take a comfortable seat and close your eyes. This is a practice from Sharon Salzberg. So we're just going to ground down through our sit bones and lift through the top of our head. We're going to connect with our breath. So not trying to change it, not trying to make it do anything. No ujjayi, just sit with your breath. Notice it as it comes in and goes back out. Just try to stay with the feelings and the sensations that arise throughout the entire breath. The full inhale in and the full exhale out. Remembering it's just one breath to connect with. Connecting in and connecting back out. Noticing your inhale in the full exhale out. Seeing if you can really stay with the breath. And you might be noticing or acknowledging different pieces of each breath. Air coming in, the way it feels to fill up your lungs, the way it feels in your diaphragm, the way it moves back out. But it's just one breath. You might feel the expansion and the contraction of your rib cage and your lungs. Stay with that full expansion and contraction in and out. It's just one breath. If any noises or distractions come up, acknowledge them, let them be, and follow that one breath in and out. fully in and fully out. If at any time your mind begins to wander, just acknowledge it without judgment, without worry, and return to your breath. In through your nose, out through your nose, letting it go. Over and over, that process of filling up and emptying. Being in your body throughout the entire breath in and gentle breath out. Noticing what's arising in your mind, your heart, your physical body. Acknowledge it, let it be. Come back to your breath. When you're ready, slowly coming back to this moment and opening your eyes. Just taking a moment to feel your way back to the present, back to this moment. And then, if you have any questions, you can share them. If you have any final thoughts before we close, you can share them. Otherwise, we'll be reconvening on Tuesday of next week at noon Eastern Time. And I will look forward to seeing you here again. And the recording will always be sent out within 24 hours of the practice. So thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Thursday.